Yeah, hi. It's still Monday evening, the 5th of October 2009, and this is just the second little snip. And the only reason why I've done it, it's about 10:30 in the evening. The only reason why I've done it is one of the subscribers emailed me some information, and I thought I should let you have it. It's Mr. Wise Monkey, and I want to thank him for sending in the. That's what this is all about. This is a forum format, you know what I mean? We're supposed to communicate with one another, and I'm very grateful for the 2 bits of information that he gave me. And what this is it's fascinating. It's a view of the dreadful situation that faces Ireland as viewed by bankers, and then as viewed by the Law Reform Commission. Alright? And you might say, what the hell is the Law Reform Commission got to do with it? But I'll explain it as I go along. So I'm going to put the 2 links up. Okay, one is to the Irish Bankers Federation. I'll read the little thing out. Okay, it's only a little snippet. Okay, of a news report. And then the Law Reform Commission. It's sorry, it's that way there. It's much more an elaborate thing. So I'll read out a sort of a press say of it. Okay. So first of all, the bankers. This is what the bankers think. Before I say anything, I just want to tell you. I think it was that little tyrant Churchill. I think it was him that said there was lies, damn lies, and then there was statistics. I'm nearly sure it was him, and you can see what he's talking about. Wouldn't agree with him all the time, but I have to agree with him on this one. You hear this for a statistic. It says, this is the heading on this. These are the bankers talking. Okay, this is the Irish Bankers Federation. And this is Wednesday the 24th of June. 47% of the population, it says, are debt free, the Irish Bankers Federation. It says 2 out of every 3 homes in the country have no mortgages. This is despite the high level of debt in the country, the Bankers Federation told the Oireachtas Committee on Social and Family Affairs today. The Irish Banking Federation's Chief Executive Pat Farrell also said that 47% of the population have no debt at all. What he didn't say was, in qualifying that the 47% that he's talking about are represented by school children, underage school children, children going to primary school, secondary school, and old age pensioners. We live in a state of 4.4 million people, and 2.23 million of those people are in the workforce. The rest are these people here that he's talking about, the 47%, and one would naturally assume that old age pensioners would not be all that much indebted, and that school children and children up to the age of 18, young adults, they wouldn't be all that much indebted. So it's like stating the obvious, but this is meant to impress. But knowing the Muppets and Doll Earn, it probably does impress them. Then we come to what the consultation paper of the Law Reform Commission has to say, and they know what they're talking about. Because these are the, I don't want to use bad language, but these are the people, the really good and the mighty, who have an insight, a real insight into what makes things work. And they operate out of the 4 gold mines. You know the 4 gold mines, or sorry, the 4 courts down in on the River Liffey. They operate out of there, and they'll tell you all about everything. Anyway, they've obviously, it's an ongoing thing, this Law Reform Commission, because we inherited English laws. Contrary to what you might think, we're governed by English laws in this country. Okay? And we have to reform them. We have to try and alter them somewhat, because when England left here in 1922, they still had their law system here intact when they left. Anyway, this Law Reform Commission, what they're dealing with is they're dealing with sending people to prison, the inequity of it, sending people to prison over personal debt. And what it says is here, this is September the 22nd, and it says the Law Reforms Commission consultation paper on personal debt management and debt enforcement will be launched by the Attorney General Paul Gallagher Senior Counsel at the Commission's offices on Tuesday evening. The paper says that Irish household debt to disposable income stood at 48% in 1995, but in 2009 it had risen to 176%. The paper recommends that imprisonment should not be used in cases of personal debt. This is what's important though, listen to this. The consultation paper notes the dramatic growth in the availability of credit over the last 15 years. In the period 2008 to 2009, the total level of private sector credit in the economy was approximately 395 billion euros. I'll read that again. In 2008 to 2009, the total level of private sector credit in the economy was about 395 billion euros. That's 395,000 million euros. Alright? And if you divide 4 million into that, you get just less than 100,000 euros for every man, woman and child on this island. And that money has to be paid back because we borrowed it, we used it, and the big banks who we got it from in America and Europe want it back. And who would you prefer to believe? Would you prefer to believe bankers who got us into this shit in the first place? Or would you prefer to believe these lawyers, these liberal lawyers who are trying to reform the law to stop people getting sent to the pokey for personal debt? Well, in this case, I would prefer to believe the lawyers, unfortunately. But I'm faced with the practicalities and the realities of the situation. I'll speak again.